lights in my eyes. But those of you who are here, thank you so much for being here today. If you haven't met me, I'm Dr. Barr. I'm a choir director here at the middle school and the high school. Mr. Ward is over here at the piano. He also teaches music and a variety of other things here at Providence St. Mount School and accompanies our choirs. Mrs. Barr, where are you? In the back, welcoming people in. That's Mrs. Barr. And Mr. and Mrs. Barr, we go together. Although she's my department chair, so she's our music-related arts department chair. Sometimes she works as our accompanist as well. Today's program, for those of you who are wondering why we're doing this program, it's not a Christmas concert, it's not a spring concert, it's not a special occasion concert, but it's the end of the first quarter. We do this concert for the purpose of saying, all right, yes, I can get on the stage and I've learned something this quarter and I'm able to perform even though it's just the first quarter. It kind of gives us a preview of hopefully how we can move on through the school year. Those of you who are here right now, you have the special added benefit of getting your student or someone you know up here a little extra credit. You were given a little orange card, right? Yeah? That card, it's actually an old ticket from a spring concert from a couple years ago. If you would like to give some extra credit to someone on the stage, and you have to decide who if you're here for more than one person. So what you need to do is on the back of that card, the blank side, put that student's name, put your name, and then at the end of the concert, give that back to Mrs. Barr, who's by the doorway there. Now, the added benefit is that you're here right now, because as soon as the music starts, Mrs. Barr is going to stop giving out those cards. Because the deal was, audience that came in for the concert and heard all the music, those were the people that were going to get the extra credit. So, if somebody comes in later and says, oh, I didn't get an orange card, say, well, sorry. But it was for people who were here right on time at the beginning of the concert. So congratulations on that. The music that you're about to hear. Hopefully you have a program and you can see what's happening. We have two songs that this group up here is performing. Many of these students were eligible for what we call the ILMEA Junior Contest. It's for grades 6 through 9. And when we have these all-state contests, it's a hard contest because you can't do whatever music you feel like doing. There are required pieces of music. And the two pieces of music that you're about to hear are all-state required pieces. And some individuals in this choir went to a competition and had to sing their part on these songs in front of a judge, where it's nobody else, it's just them in front of judges singing their part. And it's a hard competition, but we had several people who passed that competition, meaning not that they didn't score a certain level, it means they did better than the other people who went to that competition. It is a true competition. And those people who score in that top level will perform in an honors festival in November. If you're one of those people in junior ILMEA who's going to that festival, can you raise your hand? So congratulations to those people. And those who are going will get more information about that a little bit later on. Later when the chamber choir comes up, I'll talk a little bit about their ILMEA and their music. So about this first song that you're going to hear, I actually have one mistake in the program. In the program it says, how can I keep from singing? And it says a Shaker song. Actually this is a Quaker song. And for our students, as soon as I said, you know Quaker oatmeal, right? I said, you can picture the guy who's on the cover of Quaker Oatmeal. Well, he was a Quaker. It was an early faith and early religion here in the United States that's no longer around. Although, as you know, some colleges are church-related colleges, and there are some colleges that were started by the Quakers, out east especially. And so this is early American, and it's a song about how some people are persecuted. Like they were persecuted for their religious faith and put down. And a lot of us can relate to some persecution. And in this song, we talk about that even though we have the storms in life, because of our faith and what we believe of our future and of our God, how can I stop singing if I believe in that? Also in this song, you're going to hear a lot of what we call word painting. When you hear something like storms, the piano accompaniment went very stormy. When you hear the bells of freedom in the piano, you hear all these bells ringing out. And you're going to hear a section of the song where we're so excited about singing, we can't stop singing. Even if we run out of words, we sing la 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 because we can't stop singing. So here is How Can I Keep From Singing? So, our next song, I Am the River. In this song, we're going to have a couple soloists. Zion Ewing Hooks. And a Jenny Cooks. And in this song, the song talks about how I'm like a river with lots of twists, lots of turns, but life is an adventure, so come along on the adventure. You're going to hear some more word painting, especially on the word flow, flow. Here's I am the river. And no singing along. Chamber choir, standing. So as the chamber choir is getting into their places, they are all 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. In our ILMEA, which stands for Illinois Music Educators Association, they are in charge of the all-state contest, which means everybody in the state is part of the same competition. It's kind of like in sports, if you went down to all-state, if you got to a certain level in this competition, you become an all-state musician. Like you become an all-state basketball player, which hopefully we'll have some of those this year, right? Right? Okay, we gotta come back for the basketball games. Alright, so Sicut Chervus, actually all these songs that you're about to hear are songs that they had to learn for the senior ILME contest. So at the senior level, instead of learning 2 songs, they actually have to learn 5. And tonight you're going to hear a few of those songs. One of the songs is strictly for the men, but we're actually going to teach it to the rest of the men in the other choirs and sing it later this year. You're going to hear the ladies' piece tonight. Richard, you need to get in the center there. Oh, that's where, never mind. Mr. Ward's helping us out on this first song. Right now in our chamber choir, which sounds fabulous, although balance-wise we have 2 tenors. Tenors, can you give a wave? And this first song that we're about to sing really needs a balance of all 4 parts. And Mr. Ward knows this song. He's sung it before, so he's going to join us on this song. Sicut Chervus is in Latin. And it is the words from the first verse of Psalm 42, which says, "Like as the deer longs for a water brook, so my soul longs for the Lord," or for my God. This dates back to the 16th century. Palestrina was actually the composer to the Pope back then, so in those old days that would be like the biggest music job you could have, is to be the musician to the Pope. But it was also the same time that Martin Luther was around and hanging his 95 Theses and saying, "I'm not so sure about all of this." And actually Palestrina, the composer of this music, was kind of lifted up saying, listen to this person's music, how can this be any closer to God than what Palestrina writes? So, this is dates back from the days of Reformation, 1600s, Sicut Chervus.
Yeah.
So our next song is Just the Ladies' No Time. It's actually a combination of two songs in this arrangement, both coming from Southern Church Revival communities.
Rose
So our next song is in Spanish, meaning the adorable cosmic flow. Instead of saying I am the river and talking about how you're like a river, this song is more about how I am one with nature. Not just that I'm like a river, but that we are all connected. That as people we are connected to the earth. We're all part of God's creation. So here is our final song from the chamber choir, and then we'll end with bringing everyone on the stage for our school mission statement. Hello, there we go. So, chamber choir, you can start shifting to where you need. You know we need to go for a Dreamer's Creed. So we're going to bring everybody up here. Just so you know, I'm very proud of what our chamber choir has done over the past several years. I've been here for 20 years now, and for many years, our choir could not sing the music for that contest. Individuals could, but our whole choir couldn't. But for several years now, we've been able to perform all the music that people are competing on across the state. So even with 2 tenors, we're sounding pretty good, don't you think? Can I right now have the basses who sing in a Dreamer's Creed come on up? Basses who sing in a Dreamer's Creed. Followed by the tenors who sing in a Dreamer's Creed. Follow the basses on up. For those of you who have not been to one of our concerts before, or haven't been here at school, we start every day with our mission statement. And as soon as I got to Providence, St. Mel, and heard that statement, I thought, well, we need to be able to sing that. So I asked a good friend to set that music, those words to music, and actually, Rollo Dilworth, who's gone on to become a very well-known composer, comes and visits us every year. All right, now can we have our concert choir, sopranos and altos, come up? Followed by the middle school advanced sopranos and altos, come on up. So when I got here 20 years ago, he wrote this for us, and besides saying it every morning, we sing it a lot as well. And hopefully you enjoy it, and if you feel like singing along by the end, sing along. And then middle school, 6th graders, come on up. You can come up this way, by the way. Sopranos, you can go this way. I've just been reprimanded. So, when I had concert and middle school advanced middle school choirs up here, we talked about ILMEA, and I had those winners raise their hands. But I didn't do that with the senior ILMEA, which I think 4 or 5 years ago we had one person pass this audition to compete with other people in our area. After that, then there was 3. And then there was 4. Last year was 5. But this year, can the 6 people who made it raise their hand? So, congratulations to those people. Thank you, Michaela, for correcting me. It was my mistake. So here's the Dreamer's Creed, our mission statement. there we go. So at this time, we need a kind of an organized exit. If you have an orange card, you want to turn that in. Ms. Barks is by the back door. We have students who need to go back to lockers to get their things. I think Mr. Browns and Mr. Pells are heading up there now. Right now, we're going to have middle school, 6th grade, step off the stage. You can go either way, whichever is closest. Go. Thank you all for coming and being out here today. We'll see you later this year. Middle school advanced, step off. Middle school advanced. That's you. Followed by concert play.